out as proof. No, I will legit be standing right next to the teacher, where the teacher was like right next to me, and he says, "Ooh, Brayden, stop saying the F word." And like, I legit have to tell the teacher I didn't say it. And I'm lucky that I only have him for 2 classes. Social studies and science. Which still too much classes. 2 classes. With that son of a... Anyways. I have to deal with him every day. He says the same thing. It's repetitive, it's annoying, and nobody likes it. And then there's people who play with it. They don't care that he's just freaking repeating the same thing, not giving me a break. And it's like, well, people are not really gonna care about you because you're not popular like other people. That doesn't matter. It doesn't, because, oh my god. Because, like, just because you're more popular, because you're more known than other people, doesn't mean that you just get to make fun of other people. It's just like, that's just not how it works. You son of a... Okay, hold it in. Because apparently I'm going to get a heart attack. But, come on, it's annoying. But no, you can't just make fun of other people because you're more known than others. You can't just make fun of people because you're, quote-unquote, better. Because you're more popular. You have more friends. Surprised you still have friends with the way you treat people. Which is honestly kind of sad how someone would want to be friends with such a rude person. It's oh my god, there's no way. Which is kind of crazy. It's insane how people, like, genuinely would want to be friends with someone like that. Dang it! Dude, stop. Because, it's just, it's weird, because why would you want to become like that person? They're just a bad influence on you and probably put more on you than actual situations that are important. So, like, why be friends with them? How, dude, you were working so well earlier, but now you suck. That probably should not have come out of my mouth. Makes me seem like a rude person. Anyways, back to one of them. Dude, stop! One of them calls me a gooner all the time. Which, where's your proof, bro? Where's your proof? Come on, give me it. They just say, "Oh, you're a gooner. I bet you look at..." He says that I goon to Mrs. Puff. Mrs. Puff. That I goon to SpongeBob. Which I clearly don't. I've never posted anything about SpongeBob in my life. Like, sure, I like the show, excluding modern SpongeBob. That sucks. Older SpongeBob was better all the way. And I've become stuck. The older SpongeBob was peak. The new modern SpongeBob kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Like, Nickelodeon is kind of milking him. That came out bad. It's kind of just, how do I say this without making it sound weird because of all the freakazoids outside? Nickelodeon is kind of overusing SpongeBob. They're using him too much. And I think the original creator of SpongeBob only wanted there to be like a certain amount of seasons before like he just ended it off, and then the movie. Which the movie is like a great way to end off the SpongeBob series. So I don't know why Nickelodeon continued, because it gained a massive amount of popularity. Anyways, I kind of got off track there. But no, they say that I goon, that I'm a gooner. And they say, well, because of the ibis paint. Dude, do you realize he does realize. He says that the ibis paint, like, daily thingamajiggers, like, where it's like the featured art. I'm about to just end the video once I explain this, because this is gonna take forever. It's gonna be the same thing over and over. Because I have not made any progress. It's been the same thing over and over. So actually, come to think of it, it's like the furthest I've made it in like 15 minutes. But no, he just said his only proof of me being a gooner, which clearly isn't really proof because it's on there every day, is the ibis paint featured, like the featured art on the ibis paint, which, you know, is kind of retarded, not gonna lie. You can't. Okay, so I'm gonna just, you know, you can stare at this beautiful face. So, like, his only proof of me being a gooner, which really isn't proof of me being a gooner, is the ibis paint featured artworks that are usually on that are usually on the app. You see it like every time you go on the app, you'll see like that art, which really isn't proof of me being a gooner. It's on there every day, and there's probably other people who actually are freakazoids. I'm not specifying because I'm not. That's kind of rude, not gonna lie. It's like there are certain people who will go into that, and I'm not the type of person to do that. And he just calls me a gooner daily because of the art on there. And, you know, I show him my art and say, does this look like something a gooner would draw? And it's just my OCs. And he just says, yep, that looks like a gooner. It looks like gooner art. And, you know, it just pisses me off because it's not proof at all from the artworks on ibis paint. And just saying random characters that I quote-unquote goon to, like SpongeBob characters, it's not, just, like, stop doing that. It's repetitive, and doing the same thing over and over is not funny. When it's the same quote, same phrase, same evidence, same sentence even, it's unfunny. It never was funny from the start. At first I thought it was just a funny little joke that they came up with. But over time it's just gotten annoying and repetitive. And, you know, I never became friends with them for that reason. So, you know, they kind of just sit there, say, "Oh, stop saying that word. Oh, you're a gooner, you're gay." And there's one other kid who just agrees that I'm gay. And, you know, there's probably a few other kids from my class who just think I'm gay because they can, or because they're friends with that group of two. And, you know, it's just genuinely, I don't get why you just go with what other people say, because it's not the way it works. You actually think about how the other people are before you just assume. Because, you know, it's just rude to think that the person is just what someone else says they are. Because I don't think it's just, I'm not the best at this, so don't expect much from me. But I don't just. It's kind of just. It's not. It's not. How do I say this? It doesn't feel right to just go with what someone else says and just agree that that person is what someone else says. I don't think that's right. Because, that other person could be the complete opposite of what someone else says. So, why just assume when you can actually know what the person is like? Because, you think a popular kid is, the best person in the world. And sometimes they can just, be a horrible person. And a person who everyone just assumes is bad. Everyone assumes is just someone you don't want to be around could be, one of the best people to be around. So, it was kind of like that. When people just assume that I'm just gay, because that's all someone is nowadays, it's just, annoying. I got called a furry once, without proof at all. A furry. And, to think that someone just calls you a furry for doing an action, it shows that, some kids are not people some kids are, horrible influences on other people. People you don't want to be around. And, that's not the type of stuff I'm all for. Being called a furry because you did something. Being called gay because you did something. Hell, being called something that you're not because you did a singular action. Kind of just, it makes you feel pissed. Because, they don't really have the right to just say that, I'm taking this out of my Discord. They don't really have the right to just say that you're that without their proof, without proof at all. Because, saying someone is something without actually knowing that they are that, and just saying that they are that to be quote unquote funny or for the lulz, for the laughs, it's not funny. No one is going to laugh at that unless you're someone like them, or just trying to, if you think that's part of the entire shebang. I don't know why you would ever laugh at something like that. It's just disrespectful. So, all in all, just, it's kind of just don't listen to other people. Don't take seriously what other people say, because I just ignore it. I get called emo and all that, but I ignore it. Because I know I'm not that. So, don't let their words get to you. It's just not really what... it's not what is supposed to get you upset. Because what really makes you upset is not what other people think. It's... yeah, sure, it may upset you because they just assume that, but... it's not good to let other people down you because that's what they think. It's not what you think. So, yeah, I guess that's the end here. I don't know what else to say. Have fun with that, guys. Goodbye.